I think what you're talking about is you're going against what's happening in society now in terms of like political correctness, PC culture, and all that kind of stuff. You know, like there's been an explosion of it in the last few, maybe 3, 4, 5 years. You know, and it just confuses everybody.
Yeah.
You know, I can't even
It
keep
makes
up
you
with.
question, like,
Man, even the people asking all these questions or questioning it are confused.
Yeah,
yeah.
This
But
is
that's part of the process.
Yeah, that's part of the process, but they're confusing themselves with the idea, I think.
Yeah.
It's the idea that they're confusing themselves with, because it's so different. Like to me, don't break anything that's not broken, but don't just come up with new things to break. Because I think that's what's wrong with society now, and everyone's taking things too personal now, that it's an attack. Like, I'm not out there trying to offend anyone. If you're offended by what I say, it's on you. I'm just speaking what's true to me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and some people can't accept the fact that their truth is not someone else's truth.
but like you said, that's coming from a place where we grew up in.
Yeah.
like that's what society was before, right?
Yeah.
Like we never had these kind of issues,
Nah.
these kind of things before when we were kids, and we turned out fine.
Yeah.
Now there's all these things introduced now.
Yeah.
It's sort of like you guys want to go back to the. Nah, we'll figure this out ourselves.
Let's go back to the 90s, baby.
Go back to the basics.
Back
what
to
we
the
call
basics.
What we call
Exactly.
back to the basics.
Exactly.
Food in your tummy, place to sleep, someone to talk to.
Exactly, and I'm always on the standpoint of when it comes to PC and the world we live in today. Like when it comes to all that kind of stuff, I'm always like, you don't have to be like, you don't have to shout this all out. Like all you gotta do is look after yourself.
Yep.
Because if you can't look after yourself, then you can't look after your family. Because that's the second thing on your list. Look after your family.
Yep.
You know, and then after your family, look after your friends. And then after your friends, look after the community.
Yep.
You're doing that priority, not straight to the community. And you haven't even done your family, yourself, and your friends, and you're going straight to the politics and all that kind of stuff. You know?
Do the home first. Like I mean, Aimee used to think I was quite selfish, and a lot of people used to think I was quite selfish. But now I just love myself to the point that I'm the most important person in this world because it's me, right? If you love yourself enough to understand who you are and put yourself above everyone else, above your nan, above your mum, above your wife, above your kids, this might sound crazy. If you don't put yourself first, then you're always going to be last because you're putting someone else in front of you.
It's that idea of, if you can't look after yourself, how are you going to look
You ain't
after
gonna look
your
after
family and
Exactly.
everyone else, right? So
Yeah.
what Bill's bringing up is that whole, and it can sound quite egotistic and selfish at first, and that's what I thought of him. I was like, hey, you're
This
just
guy.
putting
This guy.
putting yourself first, because I think we are, society does bring up the idea of like be humble and just put others first before you kind of thing, right? That whole teaching that put others' needs before yourself. But actually, whereas Bill kind of came around and was like, why would you put other people's needs before you if you're gonna how are you gonna look after other people if you can't look after yourself?
Yeah, that's
And that
exactly
makes
right.
total sense because it really the whole mind. Can I say mind fuck?
Yeah.
But it ifs with your mind because at first you're like, bro, you're so selfish. Like, what do you mean you're going to put yourself first before everyone else? Because for me, as a mother, I was like, I put my kids first and then, and then other things. But that mentality, and I think most mothers and parents probably do this, right? You put your kids first and then it becomes kids and then maybe yourself and then, or maybe kids and you, or your husband and yourself or whatever it might be. But you are not at the first, and that so Bill really shifted my mindset and idea of the whole. No, you need to put yourself first, like in all aspects of life. Look after your health, look after your mental, everything, right? Like you got to serve yourself, and then you can serve others. And it was really, it's quite empowering if you really do take that on, and you're like, actually, right? It doesn't mean that I don't love anyone any less. It's just that I'm loving myself enough to put me first and take time out for me and do the things I love, and then that then becomes an inspiration to your children yourself, because then you want them to put themselves first as well. It just becomes
Exactly.
a ripple effect almost.
Because you're putting your kids first by putting yourself first. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
100%.
It doesn't sound right, but it is.
It's
it
right.
does make sense.
It's
yeah.
right.
But it's right.
It's right. Yeah.
that's
I mean,
right.
because I've always, man, I'm number one before everyone in line, because I got to look after me, and that's all. Like, people don't get it. Like, if people actually thought about it, stopped and said, "Hang on, who's the most important person?" Yeah, me. It's me. Me. Yeah. And it's so important. You got to put yourself first.
Because I reckon if every single person in this world had that attitude, then you wouldn't have to worry about anything because everybody would be looked after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? Everybody's families will be looked after.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
You know?
Yeah.
That's the whole. That's the whole.
That's
concept.
an idea around it, right? That's a
The
concept. around
concept
it,
of it. Look after yourself first before.
It's not about just looking after yourself. It's about looking after yourself first, so you can.
You know, because
so
if
you
you're
can
good,
look after
then
others.
everyone around you is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all happy.
Everyone's
Yeah,
happy.
yeah,
Everyone's
exactly.
happy.
It is,
Everyone's
yeah.
happy.
It's like they're saying, a happy wife, happy life.
As long as you are happy.
Yeah, I was actually.
Right?
Yeah,
As long as you're happy
As
first.
long as I'm happy,
Yeah.
mate, she's all good.
We know a lot of people who are like happy wife, happy life, but they're not happy. Like truly, you know. It's
Truly.
like, yeah, just giving.
Give. Yeah. No, man, yeah, you got to look after yourself. Eh? Like, and I learned this at a really young age, the whole taking me first. So, like all Polynesian kids in the 90s grew up with a hiding or getting whacked, right? And so our rule in our home was come home at 5. If you're not home at 5, you're getting a smack. And it was my nana that was doing all the discipline. So at 5 o'clock, my siblings, my sisters, would be going home from the park, Starling Park.
Yeah.
They're like, hurry up, Bill, you know what's coming, 5 o'clock. And I'll be like, nah, I'm going to say, you're going to get a hiding. Nah. So every day, this was the thing. And so I'd come home, my nan will ask me, what time is it? Oh, yeah, I'm like, hey, go get the salu. Yeah, okay. And then whack, you know? And then they'll be done. But to me, I was thinking, if I come home after like 5 minutes past 5 or 6 o'clock, the hiding is going to be the same. I'm willing to stay on the playground for an extra hour and still get the hiding, to be happy, to be me.
Yeah.
Like the idea of, why do I have to go home at 5 when I'm happy? And then in my head, I was like, my sisters were like, come on, man, you know you're going to get hiding. Man, I'd rather spend another hour and just get a hiding, because the pain's going to go. And my nana will always say, I'm doing this because I love you. Oh, okay. Here's the hands, whack. And yeah, so this, from a young age, I realized, man, I just got to do stuff to make me happy, regardless of the outcome. Like, I knew I was going to get hiding, but after the hiding, my nan's going to go tell me to go have a shower and come and eat dinner. That wasn't going to change, but I just wanted that extra hour, that extra 30 minutes of playing at Starling Park.
He was serving his needs.
So I was serving my needs. And so that's all I've done throughout my life, is just serve my needs. What do I need? I just need to do this to keep me happy.
It sounds crazy, eh?
Yeah, it sounds crazy.
Yeah,
Like,
and-
what, you're not thinking
yeah.
of other people? Like,
You wonder if
it's like,
that kind of attitude, people will either go one way or the other.
yeah.
Yeah.
Be a bad person.
Yeah,
You can be a bad
extreme.
person or a good person.
Yeah.
Use that powerful
Yeah.
good or evil way.
Yeah.